Well, hello there, and welcome to the Live After 3D episode, whatever the bloody hell it is, because I've completely lost track. I didn't do one last week. I did put up the turf comic things I promised. Um, there wasn't really that much going on. If you know what that click was, that's just me fastening the fasteners on my shorts. It'll be a short video this time because it's 30 degrees outside. I'm filming this in a small room with no ventilation, and it feels like a sauna already, and I'm only 36 seconds in. So, well, maybe a bit less than that by the time I edit the intro. So what's been going on the land of Wayne? Well, a lot of it's been music orientated. Been playing as usual. I've been putting a lot of work into sort of my jazz play. I know you may have noticed that. I think it was last year there was a Wayne Learns Jazz series that then I think it was the year before that actually. I had a bad fall on my birthday, which meant that all fell out of bed and I couldn't do it. Well, I've picked that back up again. I've not been doing a video of my progress this time because, you know, I'm not sure that many people are interested. But I might put a few bits and pieces up as time progresses. I've got a really itchy nose. Right. So I've been spending a lot of time on that. My depression's been going absolutely fucking nuts lately. I've not been in a good place for a whole host of reasons. The main one being that I have very little time for me at the moment in time, and I need a couple of nights each week where I leave all my problems behind and recenter myself. Let's do that for the thumbnail there. There you go. Because I'll get that later on. Because if I don't do that, then it's like, imagine my head's an attic, right? And all the problems that go on during the week, they all get left on the floor of the attic. If I don't have a couple of nights just sitting on my own or talking away with friends, away from the problems, basically, all that stuff gets left on the floor of the attic. And after a week or so, the attic gets full and it needs all putting away. That hasn't happened lately. So this weekend, especially coming, I'm enforcing some time away from any of the causes of stress. So that's just has to happen. Otherwise, I'm going to crag up and I'll end up in a fucking secure unit. So we don't want that, do we? No, of course not. As fun as it would be doing a YouTube video with, locked in a padded cell. But those of you who know my history know that wouldn't end the way you think it would anyway. But on top of that, on the income front, I've done something I never thought I'd have to do. Now, I know some of you know that both my kids are autistic. My wife is on the autistic spectrum. This is like the fucking house of autism, right? Now, my son lives with my ex. My daughter lives with me. So there's a thing over here called carers allowance, right? So I've never really needed to apply for it because I've always had more income than would allow you to have it. So I've applied for that. I've got that, which comes to the wonderful total of £69 a week, which pays for a grand total of fuck all, basically, in the grand scheme of things, but it's better than nothing. Put that together with the money from the uni, at least it's sort of halfway to making ends meet. Of course, as soon as more money comes in regularly, then I'll have to cancel that because you're only allowed to earn somewhat daft like, X amount a week, which is really, really low. If you're interested in it, just go and look it up online. So I got a bit, they backdated that for a month, so there was a little bit of a lump sum there, which is why I've currently bought myself a mandolin. A vintage mandolin's 115 years old. In fact, no, wait a minute, 125 years old. But I got it at a bargain basement price because I did the classic weenie thing of sitting and having eBay open on my second monitor whenever I was doing anything, right? And it just refreshes all the time. And as soon as you see something that somebody doesn't know how much it's worth, that's good, you jump on it, which is what I did. So I got it for a lot less than it's going to be worth. Cause assumes that everything's the way it's supposed to be, blah, blah, blah. I'm on teaching at the moment, just finished today at 1 o'clock. There's a lot of the sort of presentation stuff next week, which you don't get paid for. But, I'm not the only person in the teaching industry that happens to. God, it is getting unbearably warm in here. don't know how much longer I can do this video. I just had to go out and to collect something from a friend about 200 yards up the road. It's 1:30, and I nearly melted. And it sets my asthma off in this hot weather. It's why I'm not talking particularly loudly at the moment. So yeah, 3D wise, fuck alls went on. I did notice in my inbox today I've been accepted at the Dolly beta. We'll see what happens with that. I've had a complete impasse on getting anything done because my head is full of other people's problems. Unfortunately, some of these problems, it's not like I can just go, oh, I just won't care, because some of it, it's family, if you get what I mean, like as a greater whole. So things I've got to deal with, like the other night, I was playing on Monday night at the turf. We played Sunday at the Red House in Chapel, and just before I started, just before I got picked up, my dad and my mother and my brother had to go to Darlington. I think one of them had to go to the hospital or something. Not that they told me about that. They never tell me about things unless my help's needed. And they were stranded there. The clutch had went in the car. Now my dad was a member of the RSC, so he phoned them up. I finished my first half. I thought I'll give my dad a ring, find out what's going on. They were still stranded. Short version is it took them about 5-6 hours to get back. The RAC kept saying they were sending somebody and didn't. They were supposed to send a taxi with my mother and my father both being properly infirm and disabled. They didn't do that for hours and hours. This was a big worry on me, with my dad having serious angina, that he's not supposed to get angry. And to put it mildly, he was very angry at the RAC. Very angry. Now, while I'm smiling, it's actually quite terrifying, because if his heart rate goes beyond a certain level, especially in warm weather like we have at the moment here in England, that's not good. Right? So, although I'm being flippant about it, yes, it was a big worry. But one of the things about music is you can sink yourself in that little period of time when you're playing. It's like Gypsy David Smith calls it Dr. Music, and he's not far wrong. That no matter how bad life's getting, if you just play, you're just playing, especially alongside somebody else, and it really helps. Just that little window of time gives you a little bit of something. I've also moved this room around a bit. You can't tell, because let's see where you're at there. You're there. So about a foot below that, I've got a load of spare pedals, an amp head, another amp head over there, my Marshall acoustic amp below that, and then a 15 cab with a horn in it below that. So I've got a lot of the music gear that was various places in the house cluttering the place. I've moved it round a bit because some of this stuff I don't use very often. It's like there's some things that are worth kind of bit, like the Fishman preamp, which costs a lot of money, but that's for acoustic instruments. I normally use that if I'm recording or if I'm playing live a lot of the time. There's all sorts of bloody pedals and stuff there. But yeah, so I'm going to have another clear out as well of my instruments. I keep meaning to pick one of my old ones up that's in storage for a friend to sort out. I've got a Jack Daniels 4-string Siggraph guitar made out of a Jack Daniels metal sign under this bed that needs the wiring sorted out. Then that'll be going on eBay. It's a very nice piece of kit. It plays and sounds wonderful. So hopefully somebody will buy that and give me some fucking money. Of course, Siggraph's on at the moment. I was saying to the wife that although I've lectured, I think it was 4 or 5 times at Siggraph, I was never allowed to go. Autodesk kept asking me to lecture, but I wasn't allowed to go. Even before all the stuff with economies going crazy in 2010 and all that, no, I wasn't allowed to go. I had to do the videos from my house at the time, or the bedroom, my brother's bedroom. So, the chance of me ever going to Siggraph now, pretty much zero, because my career is basically over. I have been on the phone with the doctors today, and congratulations, you've made this far in the video, because normally people watch the first 3 minutes, according to the information that YouTube gives me. I had some blood tests a while ago. They didn't turn out the way they were supposed to. I've had to wait 2 weeks for a doctor to phone me up. And as a result, I've got to go to the doctor's tomorrow at 1:30. That's Thursday, the time recording. Well, it'll still be Thursday, even if it's not the time recording, just might be the different day. But I won't go into too many details, but there's nothing fatal. Might require some quite extensive lifestyle changes. potentially, depending on the conversation tomorrow. That's it. You know, there's nothing else going on. Still the eternal look for some sort of full-time job. There is a chance that this health problem, if it does turn out to be what they think it is, this could also explain why their hands got even worse as fast as they did. That might have a bearing on it. Whether this can be stabilised, jury's out. Don't know. Let's talk to them tomorrow. Probably not, but at least that means I know what I've got to do to stop that part of the hand problem, because now it appears to do, getting any worse. So, you know. But let's face it, there's no chance of me living like a monk. It's not what I do, because I do not want to live to the age of 110 in constant pain. That's the end of the video. That's all I've got. I'm literally melting here, and I can't get my breath because it's too fucking warm in this tiny bedroom. So I hope you all take care. Try and be sensible if you're over here in the UK in this heat. And I hope you're all doing all right and stuff like that. And those of you at Siggraph, hope you have a good time. And don't drink too much. I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.